Oh yeah! Welcome back to another episode of Register for Dinner. I'm your host Sebastian Register, and today we're making a classic air fryer chicken tenders with a homemade honey mustard sauce. So stay tuned. So the first thing you want to do is make your honey mustard sauce. Only reason is because it needs to sit for a little bit and marinate. So what I have here is I have some mayonnaise. Any mayonnaise, store-bought or homemade will work just fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quarter of a cup of mayonnaise and I'm going to pour it into a little mixing bowl. Next, you're going to need a quarter of a cup of some honey. Pour that right into the same bowl. Next, you're going to take a quarter of a cup of some Dijon, pour it into the same bowl as well. And just a tablespoon of some yellow mustard. A couple dashes of some garlic powder. And if you like, just a little hint of some cayenne, just for some heat. That's perfect. And just give it a mix. You want to make sure to mix to get all those lumps from the mayonnaise out of it so it's nice and smooth. Perfect. Your honey mustard is complete. Now put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so, just so that the flavors marry together. Now that my honey mustard's made, now you're gonna want to do is make the dredge for your chicken tenders. So this is a 3-part dredge. It's gonna consist of flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs. So I'm gonna take about 2.5 to 3 cups of flour, pour it into my first bowl. Perfect. Again, 2.5 to 3 cups of breadcrumbs poured into the last bowl. And I have 4 eggs that I'm going to crack into the middle. For your egg wash, I forgot to mention, you're going to want to do a little splash of milk or water, just fine. Perfect. And just give your eggs a good whisk. You want to make sure that the milk and the yolks and the whites are all well incorporated so that there's really no gooiness. And what the eggs are going to do is it's going to help the flour and the breadcrumbs really bind together to the chicken. Now it's time to season your flour. So what I have here is I have a tablespoon of granulated garlic powder, half a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of smoked paprika. Regular paprika will work just fine. And just a little dash of some cayenne. Again, this is optional. If you don't like spicy, then you can leave this out. Make sure you season the flour well with, I would say, probably close to a tablespoon of salt and a lot of cranks of your black pepper. Again, about 20 or 25 cranks. Really should think about buying some pre-ground black pepper in these videos. And just mix this well. Alright, and the final step is just going to be making your chicken tenders. So I'm going to take some chicken tenders. What I did is I just took some store-bought chicken breasts and I cut them into strips so that you have nice little tender strips like this. And it's going to go flour, egg wash, and then breadcrumbs. So first thing is I'm going to drop it in the flour, make sure that it's well coated. And the best method to this so that you don't get breading all over your fingers and end up with giant breading of fingers is you're going to move from your chicken tenders to the egg wash, keeping one hand dry the entire time. Make sure to evenly coat it into the egg wash. Shake off the excess and then move it to your breadcrumbs. Using your other hand to coat it, pat it down a couple times, flip onto each side. And there you go, some chicken tenders. So you can get a little better of a close-up of see exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking the chicken strips and I'm putting them into the flour, making sure to cover all sides. Get into all those nook and crannies. Give it a little shake. Transfer it over to your egg wash. Again, making sure to evenly coat it. Shake off the excess egg wash, and then transfer over to your breadcrumbs. Using your other hand to put the breadcrumbs on top, pat it down, flip it over, same thing. There you have it, simple as that. So as you can see, my chicken tenders are nice and breaded and ready for the air fryer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer them over to this rack. This rack came with my air fryer. If you don't have it, a sheet pan will work just fine. So I'm gonna take these and evenly space them onto my rack. And if you can't fit all of them on there, it's totally fine. For this one, I'll probably be able to get about 6 on there. Save these bad boys for later. And then I'm gonna put them into my air fryer. And turn my air fryer to about 375, 400. And I'm gonna cook them on each side for about 8 minutes or so. And then I'm gonna flip it to the other side so that they cook evenly and both sides get nice and crispy and juicy. All right, so 8 minutes have passed. I'm gonna pull them out, give them a quick flip. And as you can hear, you can start to hear them already crunchy, getting nice and crisp up.
Few moments later.
All right, guys, the moment you've been waiting for. The chicken tenders are ready. They smell delicious. So I'm gonna sit them right here. Transfer them over onto my cutting board. And you can just hear that crunch. The air fryer is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Simple as that, guys. Some air fryer chicken tenders with some homemade honey mustard sauce. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Once again, my name is Sebastian Register, and this is Register for Dinner. If you enjoyed today's video and can't wait for us to cook something else up, make sure you smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe. But until next time, stay hungry, my friends.